Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to create a tab layout for your Android application. So here I have the tab layout set up in my Android virtual machine. So they have three tabs: artists, songs, and albums. And as you see, different tab will display different content. And let's dive in. Open Eclipse and create a new Android project, and let's name it tab layout. Let's choose the target to be Android 2.2. Change this application name and make the package be my name and tab layout. Okay, so over here. So first thing first, let's create the main layout for. Let's switch to the code tab. So we don't need that text view. Instead the linear layout, we want the tab host at the root of our layout of the XML layout. So and then inside we will have the linear layout, and we'll set it set the orientation to be vertical. And we're gonna expand the whole width and height. So view parents, and then height, layout height, view parent, and inside the linear layout we create a tab widget. So the tab widget, we will give it the ID be equal to Android ID tab. The next thing we want to do is set the layout width to be view parent, and the layout height will be wrap content. The next thing is the frame layout. The frame layout also is inside the linear layout, so let's give it the ID be Android ID forward slash tab content. We will expand the whole width and height. So parents, Android layout height, view parent, and let's change these properties to be ID and name it tab host. Okay, so this is the generic layout for the tab in Android. So we have the tab host at the root node of the layout, and then the tab widgets in the frame layout is inside the tab host, and the tab host must have an ID of at Android ID tab host, and the same for the widget tab widget in the frame layout. The tab widget must be this ID, and the frame layout must be this ID, because these are the ID that defined in the Android namespace, and when you compile the program, it will be recognized right away, and the virtual machine will know that the ID tabbed will be for the tab indicator, and the tab content is where they put the content of the tab in it. So after we've done that, let's go back to our package and create another another three activities for each of the tabs. So we have artist activity, and then we have another one is songs and albums. So song activity and album activity. Albums activity. Now for each of them, we're going to extend activity and set up a very simple layout for them. We'll just display some text. So public void on create. So we call the create method save instant state, and we'll call the super on create. Let's import this, and let's create a text view. Text view. And let's set the text to be, in this case, the album's content. And then we call set content view to make this layout to be the layout for our activity. So set content view, text view. That's it. So what it will do is, as you see here, it will just show a very simple text for our content. And let's copy this for all three of them. They are very similar. Extend activity, and we will paste it in and change this to be songs. Save. This will be extend activity, paste it in, and let's change this to be artist. So after we're done with everything, let's go back to our main activity. I think I did something very wrong. There we go. I accidentally moved the main activity to this generated file. So that's yes. So let's see if we. I think that's still good. Alright, so this is our main activity. This is the one that get called when we open our application. In here, let's create a tab host. Okay, so in Android, the way that you create a tab is I have a note right here. You need to create a tab host.tabspec object, which is the tab builder, and then using this tab builder, you can create a tab indicator, a tab content, tab icon, and when you finished, you can just add the tab builder into the tab host with automatically create that tab for you. So here's how we do it. Let's create the tab host. Get tab host, and this we change this into actually the tab activity, and we'll need that tab spec. So let's create it. Let's go with spec, and then we need an intent to communicate with different activity. So after we finish this, let's create artist tab. The specs we will call as spec. Oh, yeah, spec is equal to my tab host dot new tab spec. The tag's gonna be artist, and let's set the indicator to be artist, and then set content to be the intent, and we need to create the intent object first. So intent dist, this is the artist tab, so we want to call the artist activity. So the way the intent work is it will take into the context and the class of the activity to be the parameters. So what it means is set content will take in this intent, and when we click on the tab of the appropriate tab, it will call that activity. So in this case, it will click into the artist tab, it will call the artist activity. And so we finished with the tab spec, and let's add it to our tab host. So add tab and spec, and that is all for the artist tab. Let's do the same thing for the other two. So let's fix this a little bit. Let's copy them. They're very similar. So what we need to change is the activity. This is songs activity, and then the tag is going to be songs. We'll display song, and the intent is correct. And the last one is going to be albums tag. Paste the same thing. Change this to be albums activity. Albums. And by default, it will choose the first tab. It will open the first tab when you first open this layout. You can set it, different tab to be the default tab. You can do that by using set current tab. So in this case, we choose tab number 2, which is the tab songs, to be our default tab. And before we can actually compile and run it, we need to modify the Android manifest, because we're adding 2 new activity, so we need to register them with the Android manifest. So activity and the name would be artist activity. Songs activity and albums activity. So the way you name the activity is the name of your activity, and then you add a dot in front of it, which means the which is the path of your package, and then dot your activity. So once you've done this, then we can compile and run it. So let's give it a try. it should install and pop up. Yeah, right, there we go. So we actually like remember in here I set the current tab to be 2, and this the result is going to be a third. So it's start counting from 0. So artist is going to be 0, song is going to be 1, album is going to be 2. And if we click different tabs, you see the content also change with the tab. Okay, we pretty much done here. I will show you another very cool feature is you can actually have the icon up here, like my like the first program that I show you. So the way you do that is you need to have the icon ready, and preferably you should have 2 icons like in here. One is for unselected, and the other one is for selected tab. So I'm gonna post this link, and then you guys can go ahead and grab this icon. I have them ready in here, so I'm gonna just copy them into my Eclipse project. So let's paste them in here because they are lower resolution. So paste, and if you open it, you have the 2 tab. So it's actually what we have seen in there. So one is gray and one is white. And so after you've done that, let's create a folder in our resource folder. Let's name drawable, and in here we will create an Android XML to handle drawing the icon. So let's call it tab icon. So there it is, tab icon. Instead of this, we want it to be selector. So the selector will select the appropriate icon for appropriate context. So in this case, we have 2 state. One is selected, another one is unselected. So item Android state selected. So if it's equal true, then we will use the gray icon. So add drawable icon tab artist gray, and then let's copy this. Let's copy this for the other one. So if it's not selected, then we pick the white one. So and in order to use the icon in here, we change the method set indicator a little bit. The set indicator, it can take into the name of the tab and also the icon. And before we can actually use it, we need to create a resource variable. So get resource, and then in here, if we want to call any drawable image that we have, we can do resource get drawable, and then we give it the ID, so, which is in this case the name of the tab icon. And that's it. So let's use the same icon for all 3 of them. So that's what we get, and let's run again to see if it will behave as we predict. Okay, now this is our application. See that we have the exact behavior with the very cool icon that change every time we click on it. So that's it, everyone. If you have any comments or questions, please post it below. Thank you for watching.